Wonderful. Welcome. Hello, everyone. My name is MPs. I use they, them pronouns. I'm the vice chair of the commission, and pursuant to the bylaws, that the chair position being empty at the current moment, I'm serving as interim chair and will be chairing this meeting. I will call this meeting to order at 6:02. Next slide, please. So just some housekeeping, and I know this will be familiar to our current and returning commissioners. However, I'd like to review it, given that we have new members here and present, which is very exciting. Welcome to members of the public. This is an open meeting pursuant to the Maryland Open Meetings Act. Members of the public are allowed to observe commission meetings. Please keep microphones muted and video off for the duration of the meeting if you are a member of the public and not a commissioner. Do not use the chat or disrupt the meeting in any way. Commissioners and staff, please keep microphones muted when you are not speaking. Raise hands physically or by using the raise hand feature within Zoom to be called on. We also address people by commissioner last name, chair or vice chair last name as a matter of formality. We ask that you include pronouns after your name on Zoom to help us to refer to you in the most appropriate way in this space. ASL and CART live captioning are available upon request and provided by the Office of Deaf and Hard of Hearing. Please contact our director, Jeremy Browning, at least 1 week prior to meetings for accommodation requests. Next slide. Here's some instructions on how to update your name and add pronouns on Zoom. That link will be put in the chat shortly, but it's using the participants icon in the bottom, find your name, hover over more, click rename, update name and pronouns, verify the change in the participants list. Thank you so much. Meeting guidelines. So these exist established during the early days of the commission to create a safe, positive, and inclusive environment for the commission, participants, staff, and the public, creating a safe space for a diversity of contributors, thoughts, and ideas. We ask that you assume positive intent on behalf of your fellow commissioners, moderators, participants, and staff, while also owning your impact if someone names the impact of your words or actions, contributing to a culture of accountability here. Do not use transphobic, homophobic, biphobic, misogynistic, xenophobic, racist, anti-Black, ableist, ageist, or foul language in this space. Misgendering, name-calling, and insults and attacks on character will not be allowed. We ask that you listen actively, allowing others to complete their thoughts, listening to listen and not listening to respond, and defaulting to both and thinking instead of either or thinking. As a therapist in training who uses dialectical behavioral therapy in some of my work, both and is very much an important part of that, and so welcoming that into the space as well. Next slide. So now we are going to move on to a roll call. I am going to ask for this to both be an opportunity for us to get to know each other a little bit, given that we have new folks in the space, and also welcome our new commissioners. So please share your name, your pronouns, your county, any relevant affiliations that you'd like to bring into the space, and acknowledging that we're going to be going into a strategic planning process, I would optionally like to ask if you have something in mind for a hope that you may have for the coming year to sort of get that started for us. I will start. As I mentioned, I am the interim chair, MPs, they, them pronouns. I am from Montgomery County. I'm a PhD candidate in counseling psychology at the University of Maryland, and I hope for experiences of collaboration and warmth and care as we move forward in this work together. Next is Commissioner Deere, who I believe is not present at the current moment. Commissioner Dunn.
I'm Deb Dunn, PG County. This is about my third or fourth term. I started as the co-chair of this committee. I work for Planned Parenthood as the director of GAT, and I have a private practice where I predominantly see 16 and under.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Returning Commissioner Bell. So excited to see you here.
So glad to be here. I'm the Reverend Ali Casey Bell. I live in two places, and what's relevant to here is Montgomery County. I am a Unitarian Universalist minister, and I have a private practice as a spiritual director. And really excited to be back here with you all.
Welcome back. Commissioner Fox is not present. Commissioner Hollywood.
Nicole Hollywood, Maryland's Eastern Shore, college administrator, former college professor, she, her.
Wonderful. Thank you. Commissioner Kastner.
Hello, everyone. My name is Chloe Kastner. My pronouns are she, her. I'm from Harford County. previously on the board of Repertoire Speak Bay Pride, but recently rolled off of that and graduating this Friday with my master's in social work from the University of Maryland, Baltimore. And will be taking my licensure exam the last week of May. So I'm excited for that. Looking forward to the next steps. Just getting involved. My work centers around intergroup dialogue and restorative practices to support LGBT and neurodivergent communities. Thank you.
Congratulations, that's so huge. Thank you for sharing and welcome to the commission. Commissioner Kennedy, I do not believe is present. Commissioner Mariette.
Hi, all. My name is Courtney Mariette. My pronouns are she, her. I live and serve within Prince George's County, and I am looking most forward to a collaborative experience to provide excellent programming and services. Thanks for yielding the floor.
Thank you so much. Very much shared. Commissioner Martin.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Steve Martin. I am in Baltimore City. I am a gynecologist with Johns Hopkins and predominantly do gender affirming surgical care there and also serve as the Associate Chief Medical Officer for Johns Hopkins Community Physicians. And yeah, that's me.
Thank you so much. Glad you're here. Commissioner Niera.
Hi, folks. I'm Paula Niera. My pronouns are she and her. I'm in Prince George's County. I'm employed at Johns Hopkins Health System. And I guess three-word bio is Navy nurse lawyer. And I'm wrapping up my term on the board later this year and looking forward to passing the torch and continuing the hard work that we've got to do.
Thank you so much. It's been an honor to have you, and preemptively, thank you for all that you've done for this commission, and we're looking forward to your continued service through the end of your term. Commissioner Perez.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Angel Perez. My pronouns is he and him. I'm from Caroline County. I'm the Events and Programs Coordinator for Big Brother Big Sister of the Eastern Shore, and also the founder and CEO of Caroline Pride. Thank you.
Wonderful. So grateful that you're here. Welcome to the commission. Commissioner Russell.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Brandon Russell. Pronouns are he, him. I'm still in my first term with the commission, serve based in St. Mary's County, and I am also the vice chair of Pride Southern Maryland.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Commissioner Ryan.
Calvin Ryan. My pronouns are he, him. I am in Frederick County. I work as a psychotherapist for the Maryland Center for Gender and Intimacy. I'm a licensed social worker, and I also lead a support group for parents of gender expansive, trans, non-binary kids of all ages, trans family at the Frederick Center. I'm really looking forward to being here with you all and engaging in this meaningful work. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Welcome to the commission. So excited that you're here. Commissioner Slavin.
Good evening, everybody. Jeffrey Slavin. My pronouns are Z, Zim, Zis. I am the mayor of the town of Somerset in Montgomery County, and I've been active in the movement for over 40 years. And I'm looking forward to the retreat this summer, and I'm interested in getting involved with the development committee this year.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Very much looking forward to seeing you there and for having your talents and support in that area for us. Commissioner Stern.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sarah Stern. I live in Baltimore City. Let's see, affiliations. So I am a citizen of the Cherokee Nation of Oklahoma. So that's my tribe. I'm also a white Indigenous person, which feels important to share. I don't know why my picture isn't up there, but that's okay. I work for Johns Hopkins Center for Indigenous Health in public health research, strengthening tribal sovereignty and health-related projects. And then I'm also the community lead of the Two Spirit Talking Circle at Native American Lifelines here in Baltimore. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your experience and your work and for being here today. Commissioner Torres Bolivar.
Buenas noches, good evening. Tika Torres Bolivar, he, him, L pronouns. I live in Baltimore City and I do a lot of like community-centered work. So I'm on the Trauma-Informed Task Force and I'm on the city's LGBTQ commission. So I do a lot of local community work. For work, I work with Commissioner Dunn at Planned Parenthood. I actually work at the Public Affairs Department now. But I've been working there since 2018 and I started in the clinic, so doing hands-on work. And yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being here. Commissioner Truitt.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Anissa Truitt. Pronouns are she, they. I am representing Charles County. I'm really excited to be on the commission. I'm looking forward to collaborating with everyone. My day job, I'm an IT director at the DNC. And then on the side, I'm the founder and owner of 17th and Granville, a clothing brand that empowers and uplifts the Black and Brown and LGBTQ community. So looking forward to engaging with you all and working on some impact for the community.
Wonderful. Thank you for your work. Thank you for being here. We are excited to welcome you to this commission. Commissioner Westry.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Philip Westry. I'm the Executive Director of Free State Justice. I'm in Baltimore. I use he, him pronouns, and let's see, hope for the next year. I can't think past Pride for some reason. Hopefully, we'll have a really good Pride and one where we exchange a lot of good information with the community and yeah, and hopefully that like jumps off into something more important. That's my hope. Thanks.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing and for, all of our, the commitment to community building and that. Last but not least, Commissioner Ching-Sung Brown.
Hi, everyone. This is Lee Sin-Jen, Jung-Sun Brown. I use they, them pronouns. I join from Baltimore County, which is Piscataway, Conoy, and Susquehannock homelands. I am very excited to continue to be part of this commission and welcome to the folks who are new and folks who are returning. I have worked as a community organizer and an advocate for nearly 20 years, which when you are my age is a very long time, actually. And I am also the founding executive director of the Autistic People of Color Fund. We are a 100% disabled, BIPOC, and trans-led organization. And I've also worked in public policy and as a lawyer for many years. And I have been teaching faculty at Georgetown University, where I teach courses, among other things, on feminist disability studies and critical race theory. So very glad that there are a couple of us who are working in that space. I've done work in a wide range of areas, and I'm excited to bring that expertise and experience to this commission. And to those of you who I have not yet had the honor of getting to meet, I hope we will become friends. And if nothing else, we should become friends over food and cats, because those are among my most favorite things, other than justice for all.
Thank you so much for sharing and for your time there. Commissioner Novak. Oh, wait, are you raising your hand for, did I miss you?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, you missed me.
I'm so sorry about that. Thank you for raising your hand.
It's fine. I'm Wendy Novak. I live in Carroll County and I'm a member of Community Allies for Rainbow Youth, or CARY. We are primarily located in Howard County and work with Howard County schools to be more inclusive that my goal is to try to get something started in Carroll County. They're very drastically different counties, so it'll be a fun challenge. Let's see. I guess that's it. Oh, my pronouns are she, her.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing. And I sincerely apologize for that, the split in the table. But yeah, really appreciate all of your introductions. And to our new commissioners, welcome again. Really excited for you to be here. And I know it can take time to get used to a new space, but I sincerely welcome your contributions throughout our meeting today. Yeah, so with, I believe, 18 members and a quorum being present, our meeting has begun. A review of the voting procedures. The way that we vote generally is using the React function within Zoom. If you click the React button, you should be able to indicate a yes vote using the green check mark, as I'm demonstrating here, and a no vote using the red mark as such. If you'd like to abstain, you indicate no vote at the time that I'm indicating a vote is taking place. If you're having issues with technology, you're allowed to come off of mute in order to have your vote recorded orally. Are there any questions about the voting procedures, particularly from those who are new to the commission? Wonderful. Let us proceed. So the next order of business is the approval of the agenda, which was distributed via email before this meeting. I'll give everyone a moment to review the agenda. For the agenda, we use unanimous consent, which is a process within Robert's rules that allows for the approval of things a little bit quicker if there are no objections and it's reasonably assumed that the body is unanimous in their consideration of the item. So I will often indicate this by saying that we are approving something with unanimous consent and ask for any objections. So I do ask if you do have an objection to make sure you make yourself known so that I don't accidentally miss that. So having given everyone a moment to look at the agenda, are there any objections or additions to the agenda as distributed? Hearing none, again, with that process of unanimous consent, the agenda is approved. Now,
there's not a slide for it, but the next item is the welcome and greetings.
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry about that. Yes, so we are honored with the presence of Special Secretary Maria Martinez with us today. And so I will recognize the Special Secretary to give a welcome and greeting.
Thank you all so much. Excuse my informal attire, though it's official, but informal. I was doing some other activities earlier today and did not want to miss this meeting. I just want to thank you all for your dedication and commitment to this work. On behalf of Governor Moore, he sends his greetings and his gratitude for all that you're doing on behalf of the citizens of the state, for the subject matter experts that you are, for the passion that you have to ensuring that our communities have all of the things that we need in order to be heard and to be lifted and to have our what's the word I'm looking for? And I think in Spanish and speak in English, so sometimes I have to convert it into English. It's the overall feeling that we all belong. That's really it, to be quite frank with you. And your work has been exceptional. It truly has been. I've had the opportunity to see many of the reports that you have created, but these are reports that are tied to people. They're tied to issues that are critical. They're tied to also recommendations. They're tied to making things better. So this is the work that you have been doing and continue to do, and I'm so excited for everything that you have ahead of you. I know it's not easy. I know we are at a time that is very difficult and challenging. And here you are, the change agents. You are the people in the front lines. You're the people who are advocating and supporting and being the voice that is much needed. As a grandparent of a young man who is gay, queer gay, he tells me he's not sure yet. So he gives me all these educational moments. So I understand as a grandparent, how to be supportive and how to be there for him and love him unconditionally. So for me, this work is personal. And I'm so grateful that all of you are there in the front lines of all of this. And our responsibility is to be supportive of your work and to be an extension of what you're doing. I want to really, truly take a moment to thank Jeremy, who is just a remarkable human being, someone who I respect immensely, I admire, and I thank him. He's tenacious. He is compassionate, empathetic, but also it's about accountability too. So I just want to say thank you, Jeremy, for who you are. And thank you for being on this journey with us. I really, truly appreciate you in every way. And I want to also say thank you to Taylor, who is also there ensuring that things are always on track as well. So thank you for your support, Taylor. I do want to recognize our Chief of Staff, Greg Yancey, who's on the call as well. But you have a full support behind you all. Thank you for those commissioners who have not yet had the opportunity to serve, and you're right here in the front lines ready to go. And I want to thank all of the commissioners that have also transitioned. We thank them so much for their work and that the legacy that they leave and continue to work with us. So they're not gone. They're right there still with us in this work that we have ahead of us. So I just want to say again, thank you so much for being here. And I'm always available at any time. If any one of you would just like to reach out, I'm here in any way that I can. So thank you again. And I may be off camera for a little bit, and I apologize because that's not how I like to do meetings while I'm addressing something else, but I am here. So forgive me again for that, but thank you again for everything you're doing. And Vice Chair Pease, it is such a joy to get to know you. And thank you as well for your leadership as we're transitioning to this new phase. So thank you all so much.
And thank you so much reciprocally for being here, for sharing those kind and generous words, and for your ongoing collaboration. As I will share in a moment, I feel so much hope and gratitude and excitement and energy at this gathering of people and the work that we're going to be able to do together. Thank you. And so that leads us nicely into our reports. And so I'll be reporting as the interim chair. First, also to echo the immense gratitude that we have for our delightful, incredible, wonderful staff, to our new commissioners. As you get to know Director Browning and Special Assistant Harrer, I hope that you get to experience fully the same excitement to get to collaborate with such incredible, thoughtful, brilliant individuals in this work. And again, so welcoming to our new commissioners. I'm very excited, as I just alluded to this next chapter, to finding ways to chart our path forward together as this group of folks in this commission. I just want to provide a reminder, and Director Browning will speak more to it in a moment, of our upcoming strategic planning process. We are a relatively young commission as commissions go, and at the same time, we've had a good number of years of experience under our belt, so to speak, as we are learning kind of how we can most effectively work to serve our communities across the state of Maryland. And so my one request would be sincerely, please engage with that process to the extent that your capacity allows. I'm really excited for getting to engage in a process of reflection about what has been working, what we might want to look differently, and what are our hopes and dreams for this commission moving forward as we respond to some very serious and concerning threats and challenges across our state and at the national level. And so even if you have been on this commission for 3 weeks or 3 years, I am very excited for all of your contributions in that process and being able to learn from each other and chart paths forward that that allow us to be stronger together in this work. Yeah, and I think with that, I will go ahead and turn it over to Director Browning for the director's report.
So good evening, everybody, and thank you, everyone, for taking time to share. I know we won't do that at every meeting, but it's, I think, helpful for everyone to get to know each other. So I will keep my updates concise. The GoSee has a new website, which our website just updated this week. So thank you for your patience. We're trying to work out some of the little challenges. Our publications page is not up yet, so thanks for your patience with that. If you notice any errors or challenges with the website, please let us know. So this new website has greater accessibility features. And is more streamlined with the other governor's websites. Just a reminder for financial disclosures, you should have received emails, probably multiple emails. If you have not completed that and you need help, the staff at the Office of Ethics is happy to help you. If you reach out to me, I can put you in direct contact with a member of their team if you need help. Um, it, um, it should only take about 5 or 10 minutes to complete. Um, the other thing is committee meetings and assignments. So thank you everyone for completing the form to indicate your committee preference. I know that we sent out an email a few months ago before we had some outgoing and new commissioners coming on board. It also has a place to indicate if you're interested in serving on the strategic planning working group. So we ask that if you have not completed that, if you could complete it by tonight, and we'll work on getting those committee assignments made. Per the bylaws, the chair makes the committee assignments. In the past, when we've done this, everyone got their first choice. So I hope that we will be able to again honor everybody's first choice for those committee assignments. Additionally, the strategic planning retreat doodle poll, we're closing that tonight after the meeting, or I guess if you can do it by first thing tomorrow morning. Right now, the overwhelming majority favors Sunday, July 12th. That will be held from like 10 to 4 p.m. Once we have the date confirmed, we'll find the location. For the 2025 annual report, so in the past, the way that we've done this is staff creates the report. It's a summary of what occurred in the calendar year, and we've shared it with the commission for feedback. So we'll be sharing different sections, starting with the commissioner bios and headshots for your feedback. In the past, since this is not any new information, we have not taken it to a vote. If folks would like to have a vote on it, we can wait to publish it until our July meeting. Otherwise, we'll send it out for feedback, and if there's no objections, once it's completed, we'll publish it. GoSee is doing a Maryland 250 celebration, as requested. 2 commissioners from each commission to participate in a planning committee. And since Chief of Staff Greg Yancey is here, I may just offer the floor to him for a few minutes if you wanted to talk about what that opportunity entails.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thank you all for having me here. And as he said, as your director said, I'm Greg Yancey. My pronouns are he, him. And so working with the 250 Planning Committee. So as he said, we're looking for 2 representatives. It looks like we will be having a program on August 8th at Bowie State. We're just working out the final details. And so we want to show the true history of Maryland and include all of our diversity, those who have made it rich. And so we're working out on some of the details of what that presentation would look like. But we know that we'll start off with some type of walk or march, if you will, that's going to lead hopefully into the stadium over there at Bowie, and then some type of cultural celebration where we'll see representation from our LGBTQIA plus community as well as our ethnic commissions.
Thank you for sharing that. So if anybody's interested, please let me know and I can make sure you're connected to that group. And finally, just this is something for our new commissioners that we acknowledge at every meeting. These are the mandates by the commission that's directly from our legislation. So I'm not going to go through them line by line, but essentially the charge of the commission is to assess the challenges facing LGBTQI plus communities and establish recommendations and best practices for inclusion. And that extends to also providing testimony before legislative administrative bodies. If anybody has questions about about the charge of the commission, feel free to reach out. We just acknowledge this at the beginning of every meeting. And now I'll hand it back over to Chair Pease.
Wonderful. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you for that report, Director Browning, and very exciting to hear about the upcoming festivities. So now we will move to the approval of the previous meeting's minutes. This is once again something that we will use unanimous consent for. The meeting minutes from the previous meeting were distributed via email. We can also, do you want to switch tab to be able, so people can see it? Yeah. So essentially what we're asking for here, this is a summary for those who have never done a meeting minute situation before. This is a summary of what occurred during the previous meeting. We are required to create these as part of the Maryland Open Meetings Act. And also it's just good practice as a deliberative body to do so. So we're just going to look through that. Are there any corrections or additions or amendments to the meeting minutes as distributed? Does anyone notice anything that, any corrections, anything like that? So that's kind of what we're doing here, making sure that this is an accurate reflection of the previous meeting. I know some of the new folks were not at that meeting, so you're good for right now. Yeah, but any corrections, additions, amendments to the meeting minutes? Give another 10 seconds for this. Okay. Hearing no objections, again, using unanimous consent, the meeting minutes are considered approved. All right, next we have a special election for the commission officers. For this portion, I will be recognizing Director Browning to facilitate this.
So this is the first time the commissions had to do a special election. Typically, they are held in November for the upcoming year. So we will do this again in November for 2027. So since our vice chair is running for chair, I will be presiding over the election process. Before we begin, is there anybody else that would like to be considered for chair? Okay, so given that we only have one candidate, if you'd like to still make the 2-minute remarks, you can, and then I will call for the vote. Commissioner Slavin.
In the interest of time, can I move approval of Vice Chair Pease to become chair of the commission?
I think, I mean, I suppose so, but, well, I guess I've kind of handed over presiding over this to you, but would it be all right if I take 1 minute to just share a message as in the election process, and we'll move to the vote?
Is that okay with you, Commissioner Slavin?
Well, I mean, nobody seconded, but I mean, honestly, I think that efficiency of meetings is really important, and this seems to be a waste of time. But
thank you for your feedback. I would ask, I suppose, if there is a second to the motion.
Yeah, I'll second the motion.
Okay.
Any discussion?
This is Commissioner Chung-Sun Brown. I fully support interim chair Pease for the position of chair. And I also would welcome hearing from Chair Pease briefly. I think that it would be perfectly fine to take 60 seconds to hear from them.
Commissioner Bell?
I also support Chair Pease being able to speak for 60 seconds. I think it's important that we just have on record why Chair Pease wants to be the chair, even though I'm in full support of it, because this is an open meeting.
Chair Pease?
I realize that I'm also a commissioner and can speak on my own nomination in this way. I just want very briefly to express I'm grateful to all of your support. For all of your support. It's been an honor to serve as vice chair, and I want to emphasize that my foremost intention for this period as chair is to invest in you, our commissioners, and think about how we can come together collaboratively to continue to move forward in this. And I look forward to living out that commitment and expressing that in other ways after this vote. Thank you.
And we'll call the vote. So again, this is to, if Commissioner Slavin could repeat the motion.
Well, the motion is to approve Vice Chair Pease to become chair.
I second the motion.
So I think the motion was seconded by Commissioner Nera. I just was asking Commissioner Slavin to repeat the motion. So this is the vote to approve MPs to become chair for the remainder of 2026. And just to verify, Commissioner Perez, Commissioner Dunn, are you abstaining?
Oh, no, I'm all in favor.
Okay, I see it now. Commissioner Westry, are you abstaining?
No, I was just confused on when the voting was going to actually start.
Okay, thanks. So is that affirmative?
So affirmative for Commissioner Pease to become chair.
Okay, thank you. That's unanimous. Congratulations, MPs, on becoming the next chair. All right, so if you can clear your check marks. So once everyone's cleared their check marks, we'll be able to get ready for the next vote. Commissioner Torres has indicated his interest in serving as vice chair for the remainder of 2026. Would anybody else like to indicate their interest in serving as vice chair? Commissioner Slavin?
Yeah, I would like to make a motion to approve Commissioner Torres Bolivar, I'm sorry, if I don't know if you use both, to become chair with the ability for the candidate to speak for 60 seconds.
And just to clarify, it's for vice chair, correct?
Right, for vice chair. I'm sorry if I was confusing.
Is there a second?
I second the motion.
This is Commissioner Chung-Sun Brown. I second the motion.
Did I get the second from Commissioner Kastner first?
I spoke first, yes, and did not give my name. Apologies.
Any discussion? Or I'm sorry, I'll allow Commissioner Torres to speak first.
I mean, well, real quick, again, in the interest of saving time, I've worked with Chair Peace many times over the last few years. I feel like we have a really good working relationship. But also we do share the vision of restorative, community-centered, collaborative work and figuring out how we can use our unique position as a commission to do that further. I think we're missing a couple of opportunities to hear more voices from the community. So I think that we can do that throughout 2026 and make sure the next year is lined up and ready for a nice, smooth, into the policy work and stuff.
Thank you, Commissioner Torres. Any other discussion before we call the vote? Hearing none. Now please indicate your vote using the green check mark, the red X, or no vote for abstention. Has everybody indicated their vote? Commissioner Martin. So in the interest of time, it's approved. You're a vice chair for 2026 with one abstention from Commissioner Martin.
Wonderful. Congratulations, now Vice Chair, Torres Bolivar. This is very exciting, and I'm very grateful for your service and your leadership, and to just take a moment to celebrate the transition of the commission and being able to, have the honor and trust to move forward all together. So thank you. Our next item is a discussion and approval of the Community Needs Detailed Findings Report, which is also, you all know that I'm a PhD student. I love data. I'm very excited for this agenda item, and I will recognize Director Browning.
So happy to just kick this off and then allow Commissioner Hollywood and others to speak. So just a little bit of background, and I'll keep this brief. When the commission first started, this was a priority for the commission. And we saw that at that time, Washington State successfully was able to get $500,000 from the state over a 2-year period to conduct their survey. We had essentially set out to get funding to do our own. When the state had the fiscal problems, we got creative, and we were able to use the survey instrument that Washington State created, or we were able to update their instrument, and we put the survey out without any dedicated funding. So this is all hard work from commissioners and volunteers, community partners and groups that shared it, and the over 1,200 people that took the survey. I know Commissioner Hollywood has put in over 100 hours of time on this report, and we could not have done this without her and her IRB. So I'm going to hand it over to Commissioner Hollywood to say a few words.
Thank you, Jeremy and Em. For those that don't know me, I'm a director of assessment for a university here in Maryland, and a longtime researcher and survey methodologist. So we did pretty simple, basic analyses, frequency distributions. We did some cross tabulations, chi-squares, and ANOVAs for just some key groups. And I think hopefully people had a chance to look at it. We explained our methodology in detail. We absolutely addressed any and all of our limitations that we had. All research has limitations. We certainly had our own. We had considering it was a completely unsupported study that was absolutely just volunteer based. And we did it in a much, much shorter time than the state of Washington did theirs. I think we have remarkable results to have over 1,200 respondents in a survey that you had no marketing for, and that you were just dependent on the kindness of people taking it and other, partner organizations sharing it. I think it's been a tremendous success, and hopefully we will repeat this every few years. That way we'll have longitudinal results that build on our prior results. And we're happy to address any questions people might have who have looked it over.
So I'll just jump in to, again, emphasize how incredible it is, the work that you did and our collaborators down this, but definitely that you really put in all of those hours and did some incredibly rigorous statistical analysis and reporting. And it's really, really exciting to see this together. I think it really realizes one of the things that our community was asking us for in this process, and will definitely help give us stronger resources as we move forward in our advocacy. And so, I suppose I'm opening the floor to any questions about this report. My understanding, Director Browning, if you'd like to share what we are hoping to, what we are seeking from today's meeting.
Yeah, so I know I sent a roughly 70-page report just about an hour before the meeting, so we don't expect folks to have had the time to do a thoughtful review. Our hope is that we can get this published before Pride Month. We don't have another scheduled meeting So I think there's a few options, and we've utilized this in the past for other things that we have a conditional approval that allows us to make some minor edits that are needed. I know that we wanted to go back in and add some quotes from the open comment section that are relevant to different sections. We just want to make sure that we've proofread everything multiple times and that there are no erroneous errors or anything like that. We also want to make sure that you all have time to really take time to read it and provide feedback. So, there's a few tools at our disposal. We could do a conditional approval that allows minor or non-substantive edits, and then share it for feedback. We also have the ability to do a vote by email if we need to. We also have the ability to do a special meeting if folks want to debate it as a full commission. I know that folks are very busy before Pride Month. So those are some of the options before us tonight.
Wonderful. Are there any questions about the report? And in anticipating of an upcoming vote, I'll just ask Commissioners Dunn and Novak to clear your check marks, please. Commissioner Russell. If you are speaking, I do not believe we can hear you. Any other questions in the meantime or comments from any commissioners?
This is Commissioner Chung-Sun Brown. I was just expressing my congratulatory sentiment in the chat. I think this is a very impressive body of work, and I am so excited for its continuation. I would be happy to contribute myself.
Thank you so much. I really feel it's only the beginning, but it's giving us a really powerful and comprehensive amount of data for, yeah. And also the number of participants. Oh gosh, there's so many things I could just go on and on about how exciting and incredible the work is. But for the interest of time, what I believe we are looking for, if someone is interested in making this motion or another motion, is ideally a motion for conditional approval with minor edits. The procedure for which would be sending out the report for feedback, and then if there are no further objections that need to be resolved, publishing it in that way. If we need to take a vote, we'll do so via email. So I said a lot of words, but
this is Commissioner Chung-Sun Brown. I move to conditionally accept the report.
Wonderful. So the motion is to conditionally accept the report pending minor edits. Is there a second?
I second that.
The motion has been seconded by Vice Chair Torres Bolivar. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we will proceed to a vote on the conditional approval of the Community Needs Detailed Findings Report. Please indicate your vote using a checkmark green for yes, a red X for no, or no vote for an abstention. Wonderful. Commissioner Martin, oh, wonderful. I believe that is unanimous. Thank you all for your quick voting. Please clear your check marks for your next, for the next vote, but a unanimous vote, this passes. Please keep an eye out for further emails on the topic. And also, Commissioner Russell, if your microphone issues are resolved, there'll be time at the end for open forum where we would definitely welcome your comments or can connect outside the meeting. The next item on the agenda is a debrief of the 2026 legislative session, recognizing Director Browning.
Thank you. So our previous chair of the policy committee, Josie Caballero, rolled off the commission. So usually she would be the one to provide this debrief, but I'm happy to discuss some of the things, and then I want to make sure that other folks that participated have the opportunity to share. So just a quick summary, the commission tracked over 50 bills this session. We submitted at least 29 testimonies, either written, in person, or both. 7 of our favorable priority bills passed. All of the anti-LGBTQI plus bills were defeated again, so we're very proud that we continue to defeat those bills here in Maryland. And then we did have a legislative session debrief. Some of the themes that came out of that were narrowing and prioritizing focus on high impact bills, clarifying the role of the policy committee and staff for fast-moving legislative situations. And these are things I think we can discuss a bit more during our strategic planning. Strengthening relationships with legislators, agencies, and coalition partners, and developing a long-term policy strategy. I know that's a very high level, and I know several folks here are involved in the session, even if you weren't directly or you weren't on the policy committee. So I will hand it back over to Chair Pease to facilitate that discussion.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that summary, Director Browning. It was a very busy legislative session, very intense. I'm really grateful to all the members of the policy committee, as well as folks doing work on the legislative session outside of this body. Your work is so important and we're so grateful for it. And I'm looking forward to exploring ways that as a commission, we can continue to address some of the questions that came up during this session and continue to move forward effectively for our communities. And with that, I'll open the floor to any questions or comments from members who were engaged in the legislative session regarding the topic. But we will have more time to discuss this in detail during our strategic planning retreat. And so not looking for kind of a in-depth conversation on this topic at the current moment for time purposes.
I mean, I can jump in real quick and just say I wasn't at the debrief, but the one comment I'll make or what I observed is we just need to do a better job of like Director Browning just mentioned, kind of like prioritizing what we're going to talk about and then dividing the roles and sticking to them. I think what happened was a lot of times we had duplicative conversations with one legislator and no conversation with another, and it turned into a miscommunication. And oh, I said yes because I thought it was okay, So just those missed roles and opportunities. So I think that's what a collaborative look at it would determine is, hey, we need to do a better job of like assigning roles of the policy. But that's about the only thing I thought that really stood out to me.
Thank you for sharing that. And I think that both goes like internally as we define the policy committee's relationship to the larger commission, as well as externally as we collaborate with our stakeholders and partner organizations. We are mandated to be a clearinghouse after all. And so I think that's very well in line with how we want to reflect on moving forward. So thank you for those remarks. Any other questions or remarks regarding the 2026 legislative session? I took a teaching class in my graduate studies, and they told me always to pause for 5 to 10 seconds after asking if there are any questions to give people time to think. And I think that's good advice. But having done that pause and seeing no additional hands, I think we can return to this conversation when we get to our strategic planning retreat and move to our next agenda item. All right, so a discussion on Pride Month events. It's May, which means it's almost June, which means I will go back to recognizing Director Browning for a discussion on our upcoming Pride celebrations.
So we maintain this calendar that is accessible to the public. It does require folks to request access if they don't already have access, and that's just part of the state's Google system. Special Assistant Hare and I have worked hard to try to keep this calendar up to date. If there are any events or information that's missing, please send it to us so we can make sure we add it. Because so many of our commissioners have always have been involved in organizations that plan Pride events or that are heavily involved during Pride Month, we have not hosted our own event. That is something we could do in the future. I don't think we have enough time to do that for this June, but we do have an opportunity we attend events, we present citations, and starting last year, we started this Pride Celebration Honor Certificate. So we have a request form that we ask organizers to fill out. We ask for a 2-week lead time. We'll honor them. If we're able to get to the office to print out the certificate before the event, we'll do it. So last year we presented, I think, probably roughly 20 of these, along with citations from the governor if those were requested by them. But we have several events that occur on the same day. And we also want to extend the opportunity to you all to represent the commission. Actually, last weekend, or the weekend before last, Commissioner Angel Perez was able to present the certificate on behalf of the commission at Chestertown Pride when I was out of town. When we do have, if I am able to go, we've often gone up together to present, or I'll present the citation and you all present the certificate, or vice versa. So I know June is very busy, but if you're interested in attending any of these events across the state and you'd like to be involved in presenting either a citation or a certificate, please let us know. I think there's one day, it's always like, I think the second Saturday in June has about 6 or 7 events on that one day. So lots of opportunities to represent the commission during Pride Month.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Are there any questions about Pride celebrations, particularly for our new commissioners, but anyone who has, make sure to help us keep that calendar updated, but about like kind of what we do, some of the things we do to celebrate our community and use our position as a commission to be part of those festivities. All right. Well, keep an eye out in your email for follow-ups regarding that, and looking forward to seeing many of you in June. All right. So look at us, way ahead of schedule for our open forum for announcements or comments. This is one of the last items on our agenda. For those who are new, this part of the meeting is both inclusive of public comment. So if you are a member of the public who is not a commissioner, you are allowed to seek recognition to speak at this time. This is also for any announcement from commissioners. Often folks use this to share personal notes or upcoming events with your organizations. Additionally, I want to invite, and no pressure because you weren't told this in advance, but for those who are new, if you want to use this time to share a little bit more about yourself or your story or anything that feels meaningful to share as you are coming onto our commission, feel free to raise your hand to speak for that as well during this time too. But yeah, that's kind of what this portion of the meeting is for as we get closer to the end of our agenda. Are there any people who would like to be recognized for the open forum? Commissioner Slavin.
Chair Pease, I do think that I know that you are interested in us getting to know each other better. So is there a way that the bio or resumes of all of the new commissioners could be circulated? Thank you.
Yes, I believe so. We have the page on the website that I don't think has been fully updated yet, unfortunately, but we'll get that updated and definitely circulate. Those will all be circulated as part of the annual report, but we'll find a way to get that to everyone soon. Director Browning, is there something in specific that we can do?
Yeah, so we'll have actually we're going to circulate that this week. So everyone that's provided bios and headshots will circulate the document. That's what's on the website now. If you want updates to your bio, if you're like if your bio is already there and you want updates, we can add it there, and then we'll use that to not only for the annual report but also to update the website.
Any other comments, questions, or things for our open forum? Any upcoming events before June? I think our next meeting won't be until the strategic planning retreat. So if there's a Pride Month event or something you want to uplift in addition to it being on the calendar, now could be a time for that as well. Floor is open.
This is Lisa and Jen. The date escapes me at the moment, but about midway through June, the Autistic People of Color Fund will be hosting our next installment in our quarterly community political education series. So I encourage you all to follow up with me if you are interested in hearing more about that. Because it is during Pride Month, our focus is on accessibility and outreach to communities that have tended to be multiply marginalized with respect to language and communication within the disability community. And we are expecting a great just hour and a half session with two facilitators who are from the LGBTQ community and the disability community who will be teaching about that.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. I know that I'll be following up with you. And if you have additional information, feel free to share it with us as well. Any other open forum announcements or comments?
To make an announcement.
Go for it.
Planned Parenthood of Maryland now has in-person clinics in all of the centers in the state of Maryland, which I'm really proud of. The team, everyone there have just been very supportive and helpful in helping get this up and running. So if you know people who need a place to go for good gender affirming care, just refer them to us. We'll be happy to take care of them. I'm seeing at Planned Parenthood, we're seeing 16 to 17-year-olds. So minors are still a problem for barriers for excessive care. So I'm in Resolve MD, I'm still seeing quite a few under 16-year-olds. So if you need resources or referrals for your young people who their kids have been, their insurances have banned, or their hospital systems have completely banned the treatment for minors, you can refer them to me for that also. And I'm also looking for resources. I heard someone say that they're doing mental health care for therapy for the children. I really need your information.
Thank you for sharing and also acknowledging your request for information, wanting to highlight that the websites are still being updated, of course, but we keep a resource directory. If you have resources, feel free to send them to Director Browning as a part of that clearinghouse effort to have a central location with those resources, as well as back channel one another if there are specific requests or things that we can be helpful on. Cool. Okay. Taking off my chair hat for a moment to recognize myself in my personal capacity, just wanting to note, since we were talking about research today, that I am presenting research relevant to some of our work, which just happens to be my dissertation research next Monday. It's on the experiences of trans communities in Maryland with relevance to some of the policy topics that we've been discussing. If you are interested or know someone who might be in learning about that research and just seeing an open presentation on that topic, feel free to reach out to me and I'd be happy to share. Okay, putting my chair hat back on. Any other open forum comments or announcements? Seeing none, let's move to the last slide, which is just closing remarks. I'll keep this very brief and say that I'm really grateful for all of you to be here. I'm really excited to continue to learn from you and to collaborate as we move forward. Thank you for your trust. It is truly one of the highest honors of my professional life to now get to serve as your chair. And I do not take that lightly. And I want to emphasize that my door is always open to all of you. If I can be a source of support, if you have a question, if you want to learn more about something about the commission, particularly if you're newer and trying to figure out your way around, I want this to be an empowering experience for you all, where you also get what you're looking for out of our work together. And at the same time, let us continue to uplift and support one another in our communities outside of these spaces. And with that, I believe I will just adjourn the meeting. So seeing no other business, this meeting is adjourned at 7:07. Thank you all. Keep an eye out for your emails, and I'll see y'all soon.